a Divine Feminine collective. I'm seeing daisies, so I feel like spring has been or is being a very significant month for you. I'm seeing kind of the tides are shifting or changing. I'm also seeing kind of light blue, light pink, so you might have babies on your mind, or you are creating something. Something is, you know, in the conception stages. Swans has come through as well, so creativity. This is a Divine Feminine collective, have a very strong backbone. You've had to from a young age. It's also something that you want outside of you in your kind of Divine Masculine, if you will. So let's see. Ooh, I feel like I've just heard instantly lots of information is coming your way. Ooh. I think that you're also making it your kind of priority, but making it your business to ensure that you are finding inner union. You're finding that kind of inner state in such a way that you can really move forward. Very nice. Got really beautiful cards here. King of Cups at the bottom of the deck as well. Okay, so we've got the Knight of Swords, Four of Wands, and the Full energy. That's beautiful. It does feel like that spring energy, that new kind of new beginning, leap of faith, you know, and you're willing to do that. I feel, again, creative spark, Page of Wands, creative spark, Ace of Wands. Oh my God, you lots of creativity here. 10 of Pentacles. This is beautiful. So we've got abundance here is what I'm seeing. But this is something that you have been actively working towards. I want to make that clear. This is someone who has been, this Divine Feminine collective, you have been shedding skins. You have been putting in the work, truly. And you've had to make some difficult decisions as well along the way. Okay. I think that has more to do with the energies that have been in your life. And specifically, I feel like you've had to really surrender to your divine journey. You've had to really let go of someone. 9 of Cups. But you know what this is doing? You're currently at a state where you're actually, I'm hearing like you're beelining your desires right now. Not to do with love, but that is in the mix. Like that is heavily on your mind, because I was feeling my heart chakra earlier as I was doing, you know, getting ready for this. So, there's definitely that beautiful kind of, you're ready for your wish fulfillment, and you're willing to go after it as well, which is really beautiful, because I feel like you are balancing that inner Divine Feminine, Divine Masculine energy. Okay, you're putting in the groundwork is what I've heard, which is interesting. And you do have like the Fool, the Page, the Ace, so they are beginnings. Yeah, it's going to be a brand new cycle. Okay, 2 of Cups at the bottom of the deck, Temperance. I do think that something's coming your way, and it's something that you've been very patient about, very soul-aligned. Could be a connection, okay? But it's definitely something that's to do with your path, or it's something that's preparing you towards this. Let's just find out. Queen of Pentacles, that's what I mean. You're standing, well, she's sitting on her throne there. She's sitting in her worth. She knows her worth. Nurturing, stable, very loyal is what's coming through there. Dependable as well, I feel like, for the people that you love. I think that strong backbone has made you very, I think people can turn to you when they need you. But it has taken you small actions to get to this stage. 6 of Wands at the bottom of the deck. You have success on your mind. It feels like you're at a stage in your journey where you just don't want to play around anymore. You don't want to be mistreated. I feel like you want security is what I'm hearing. Stability. Which is why you've been kind of building that within you. And now you want it outside of you. And you're going to accept nothing less. King of Cups. Come out with the Ace of Wands there. King of Wands. Ooh, you might have a decision to make. Let's see. We've got the Devil there as well at the bottom of the deck. Don't be led by lust. That's happened in the past, and it's led to this 10 of Swords energy. That's come through heavy. Okay, this could be the same person who's, you know, let's just find out. Because we've got the Ace of Wands and the King of Cups. That gives me kind of this really, I feel like someone's heart is on fire for you. You know, it's fueling their passion and desire for you, is fueling their love for you. But we also have the 10 of Pentacles with the King of Wands. And this could be the same person, but definitely this energy of wanting long-term with you. But with the Death card at the bottom of the deck, I do feel like there's some kind of transformation here. That this external or even your internal Divine Masculine energy has been going through. Okay, so it's not just about kind of, I'm hearing it's not just money anymore. 10 of Cups at the bottom of the deck as well. Oh, this is really nice energy. I think it's become more about kind of emotional fulfillment as well. Yes, understanding the need for like that stability, that safety, that security, which is what you want now. But what's fueling it? Yeah, what's going to maintain it, ensure that it stays that way? It did want to come out, Death card, and the Knight of Wands at the bottom of the deck. This is, to me, the Knight of Wands always gives kind of player energies. Okay, Lusteran, truly, and the Queen of Wands, and then the Queen of Cups. Oh my gosh! So the King of Cups, Queen of Cups, King of Wands, Queen of Wands. I'm hearing something about a double take. You're gonna need to have a double take. Like, what's coming outside of you and within you, what's fueling it, right? So that you don't kind of move too fast. Interesting. I think because you've waited for so long for whatever this is. You know, it could be to do with career as well. Don't move too fast that you overlook kind of, you know, just make sure you're seeing things correctly. Don't miss any warning signs or anything that's actually, you know, something that you would normally think, oh, I'm not sure about that. Yeah, be careful, be mindful. Think about all the work that you've been putting in to get to this stage, right? So that you, when your dreams and wishes are coming into fruition, you can just take a moment. The Emperor and the Queen of Cups at the bottom of the deck. Somebody has you on their mind. I'm talking about a long-term investment on their mind. However, it's something that's starting small. It's like you're both going to build together. We'll see what comes out next. But there's definitely, you have been working really well on your masculine energy. You know, and that's why kind of you're finding way more stability within yourself, King of Swords. I'm hearing father wounds, but also kind of you've known a lot of guarded masculine energies outside of you. And it's, you're not going to kind of, I'm hearing you're not really accepting that anymore. You know, you understand everyone's on their journeys, but you're also aware that you're not an option to be like, oh, and ahhing over. You're it. You're not a question mark, right? Don't get me wrong, everybody needs their time sometimes. Like, you know, like I say, it's not about rushing in. It's about recognizing where are you in alignment. But it's not about being played, right? You know, somebody thinks that they can play the field or something. That's what you're kind of saying no to. You're standing in your worth no matter what, no matter who it is that comes along, no matter what the label is, no matter what it feels like they're offering, no matter what like passion is fueled within you, you're staying in your ground. Standing your ground. King of Pentacles. Ooh, King and Queen of Pentacles. Ace of Pentacles. You know what's really interesting? The masculine energy that is coming through. I think you have a lot of attention right now from potentials outside of you. That is for sure. But like I said, you're really staying in your ground is what I'm saying. But there is something about being mindful of that. Be intentional with that. So a lot of people come through with a lot of promises. And you've had this before. Seven of Swords. Deception, falsity, broken promises. And that's come through with that King of Wands energy as well. It's giving fire sign energies. I feel like we've literally got all the, oh my god, all the kings and the Emperor. Okay. Four of Pentacles. I think that you've really been working on your masculine energy. That is for sure. But what you need to do is not be stuck on the past betrayals is what's coming through. The past hurts, whoever it is. You know, you've got to allow everyone to cycle through their cycles, journey through their journey, and always come back to yourself, Nine of Pentacles, your worth, and recognize where, who, and what is in your alignment, right? No matter how much you feel for them. The Empress. We have the Emperor and the Empress. This is giving power couple. You want power couple. Check your Venus placement. See where your Venus is in your chart, because that could tell you a lot about what's happening moving forward. Six of Swords. There's a transit. You are transitioning. You're no longer staying stuck in your small. You're also transitioning. This has just suddenly come through to me. Away from single and independent. Wow, you're really getting ready to. I'm seeing a diamond ring. I'm just saying this is the messages that are coming through to me. That's what I'm seeing. The Ace of Cups, the beginning of a new love cycle. Oh, this is really beautiful for you. Okay. You're no longer just, it's like you're proactively taking part in this new cycle. You're not just, you know, oh, okay, I've got these options or whatever, or that'll be good enough. You're proactively saying, actually, I am the Empress. I know what I want and I'm ready to receive that. I worked hard to get here. The strength that you have, that backbone that was coming through. I feel like you also have the strength to tame the, it's normally a lion, but on here, it looks like a bull, this particular card. So like, you know, anyone else that comes your way, not that that's your job, but it's kind of like, you know, I feel like people, it's easy for people to kind of lust after you, but you've been through so much healing. Queen of Cups, you're in your heart space, truly. You're not blinded to kind of that player energies, right? 5 of Cups, you've been there. Ugh, you've been there and you've had to heal from this devil energy, truly. You don't want a repetition of that. You've had this situation or situations in the past where you thought it was your absolute dream for being fulfilled and it ended very swiftly, or whatever happened was so fast moving that it was just, you know, it was quite a transformation for you. You've had situations in the past, you know, and where people have come through and maybe it's been led by some passion, right? You're thinking that's going to fuel their heart for this forward movements, but it's just ended up again in just sadness and loss is what I'm getting here, because, you know, it's about what's been fueling it and you not knowing your worth. And this is exactly why you're at a point now, specific collective here, you're at a point where you are in that Empress and you're realizing, I get to choose where I stay, I get to choose how I'm grounded within myself, which again is so important. Just as I said, grounding, we've got the Ace of Pentacles. It's so important for you to keep coming back to that energy of what's now driving me, not to be led by passion and lust or false promises or falsity, right? Of course, you can only trust someone to a certain degree and they'll get to prove to you whether they're trustworthy or not. But, and another thing on that, people can change, okay? I don't know why that had to come through, but there you go. Could be a reason for that. But also, you're taking accountability for how much you allowed certain things to happen in the past, right? Because you were at a certain point too. There were certain things that you needed to heal through, and that's what you've been paying more attention to, right? You're gaining that strength. You're ready. You know, we've got the Ace of Cups and the Ace of Pentacles. And then, of course, the Ace of Wands too. Okay. This is what I mean. I think there's something about working on that inner clarity as well. That internal clarity and ensuring, I was just about to say, ensuring that others come through to you with authenticity, with honesty, because we've got deception card, and pay attention to the red flags, right? You might have a lot of people coming your way, or specifically someone coming your way. Be very mindful that it's not just like, I'm hearing a luring of false promises, or you're not putting expectations of the past onto this person as well. That's important too. So it's kind of like paying attention to your own red flags too. So kind of recognizing all that work you've been putting in, what it now means, how you're now allowing yourself to portray that in your situations. So you're not being led by kind of reactivity or impulsivity, right? Be mindful of the people around you as well right now. You know, recognize who is and who isn't trustworthy for you, where you're being led down a path that is completely away from your divine alignment, okay? I feel like there's somebody outside of you who could also needs to be mindful about what paths they're going through as well. Heart-to-heart conversations. So that's truth, that's honesty. You know, stay in your heart space. That Queen of Cups didn't come out, but she wanted to. Yeah, so it's kind of like allowing yourself to love and be loved without, you know, it's one thing being compassionate, but it's another thing being someone's kind of walking mat. You're not a walking mat. You've learned this. Got this beautiful kind of, again, flirty energy, but again, it's the energy of just be mindful of all this kind of passionate, energies. Okay, children. I did say children. I feel like that was coming through on your mind. Or be mindful if that's something that you're not currently wanting. True love. True love. Might be getting that true love, which will bring in the children. Okay. You're worthy of true love. You know this, and that you're going to accept nothing less, but you also have to be the person who is prepared for that. Yeah. Trust your path. Trust that this true love is for you. right? So yes, you have experienced deception in the past and deceit, and you know, it hurt you. It kept you stuck for a very long time. I think you've been single for a very long time. I've also had celibate as well. Okay, honeymoon, for a long time. But this is where there's a change. There's truly a shift taking place. But again, it does need you to release that kind of past ideas, past energies. You're closing out something now, it feels like. But more than anything, you've been closing out so much, you're ready for that full energy, that new beginning. Stay optimistic. You're needing to stay optimistic. Everything outside of you is being prepared for you as well, okay? Remember, you know, often case, again, passion, that's what I was mentioning, and playfulness. These are so important. I mean, yes, it's beautiful energy, but be mindful that that's not what's leading you. Allow your heart to lead you now, okay? Very important. You've got to learn to channel that energy so that it doesn't just get misused. And you don't feel like that too. When you're on the divine journey, you're often hidden, if you will, you know, like a hidden gem or something, hidden treasure, until the world is ready to receive you, and whoever is ready to receive you is prepared, and until you are ready to take on that role that's going to be required of you, okay? Separation at the bottom of the deck. So I think this is what's been happening. It's kind of like there's been this preparation stage, but now you're kind of, you're wondering, okay, am I just waiting? But you're not. You've been literally getting ready. You know, your ideals, your values, you've been healing that inner child. So you're not going to be like reactive and triggered. And if you are, you recognize that. You learn how to respond properly. That's what you've been doing. That's why it's so important for you to stay optimistic, you know, because I feel like whatever situation is coming towards you, okay, reconciliation at the bottom of the deck. So that was separation at the bottom of the deck, reconciliation at the bottom of the deck. I wouldn't have seen that if that other card wasn't sticking out. So that clearly needs to be seen. Whatever situation is coming towards you, that itself is being prepared for you. And that's why you need to stay optimistic, because it needs your energy. It needs that energy from you, so that, you know, divine is aware that you're ready. You're welcoming that in now. You will see what else there is. Perfect. It is safe for you to love. What a perfect final card, okay? So that again is you trusting, you staying optimistic, you not expecting the past cycles to repeat, because you're not that past self, right? You know what you want, and you're more clear on that, and you're more prepared for that. That's what you're asking for. That's what you're welcoming in, not the, you know, the other energies that you've known. Your commitment is being tested. That's why I feel like you're going to get a lot of different, I'm saying suitors specifically, people coming your way. But are they the emperor? Are they the right person? Okay, don't let the past hold you back. Continuing theme of this reading for you, Divine Feminine. A new start is coming, and it will be safe for you, but you're going to have those heart-to-heart conversations as well in order to kind of really trust yourself and each other in that. Nothing is yet set in stone. So again, need to be flexible, right? Again, that kind of staying optimistic energy, focusing on the love that you do want, that true love, that card that came through, which is beautiful. Knowing that you are good enough, important card. Because I think that's kind of what you've been healing a lot through as well. Message that came through earlier, really being careful about who and what is around you right now, so-called friends and so on. It's kind of like tapping into your intuition. So you are moving away from that kind of betrayal energy. So you're not calling more of that in, right? Recognizing who and what you can trust. And I feel like there's just that energy of not kind of calling in like the wrong karma, if you will. That was a new start is coming. That one was it's time to release negativity. Yeah, releasing the people who are just pulling you down. I think that you have a clear vision ahead, right? And yeah, don't get me wrong, that everyone around you is going to be able to see that, right? But there's a difference between people who are literally pulling you away from that. So be really mindful, and or even just speaking things in your ear, and you know, that kind of energy, envious energy, especially if you're calling it a lot of kind of attracting a lot right now. You know what? A new start is coming. Has come out with don't let the past hold you back. It's in your hands, you know, how this goes. Believe in the impossible. So nothing is yet set in stone. Believe in the impossible. So stop thinking. Again, stay optimistic. You don't need to put any more negativity onto a situation that actually needs your positive energy right now. That kind of faith, massively. A win-win outcome is forecast. Oh, be bold, make the first move. Someone's going to be doing that towards you. Win-win outcome. There's so much about you holding faith right now. And you know why? because it's about you trusting yourself, knowing who you have become, the Empress energy, remember. Knowing your worth. A new romantic cycle begins, and that's with a new start is coming. Don't let the past hold you back. A new romantic cycle begins, a win-win outcome. Believe in the impossible. I mean, these are really positive kind of reminders for you, guidance for you from divine right now. Luck is on your side. Believe it. Have faith in it, because you're operating from such a pure space right now, this divine feminine collective. You know, you're not holding on to resentment or revenge or anything like that. You're wanting to remove the mask. You want the mask removed from outside of you. Energy is gaining momentum. Whoever's coming in to you, they're going to need to show you safe love, but you need to have faith in that first. You need to have faith that they have the ability to do that, which is why these heart-to-heart conversations are going to be so important, so that you can get on the right page, yeah, so that the true love can really flourish, and you've both created a foundation of trust, which is so important in connections. Stability, step out of your comfort zone. You are going to be required to do that, to step out of your comfort zone, remember. I think that you're just going to have to, again, I feel like you've been on that single path for a long time, right? You and your loved ones are safe. Again, it's safe for you to love. You and your loved ones are safe. Double confirmation. The end of a tough cycle approaches, surrender to the divine. Yes, you've experienced a lot of sadness and loss, but you are going to need to close that out now. You're going to need to release that, let that go, especially if it's the same person coming through, which is that reconciliation card. You're both different versions of yourselves, right? If you both want to start this new beginning, then you're both going to have that trust in the safety of each other's hearts, right? And that's where that kind of discernment comes into play, that divine self that you've been accessing, knowing, right? Divine higher knowing. Have confidence in yourself. Of course you're calling this in. Of course you have the ability to hold it and, you know, receive. God is in charge. Receive from divine. I feel like this is a situation that's already, it's like it's divinely written already. Eternal love. Come on, true love and eternal love. This is that divine connection, you know. Prayer will help the situation, okay? Decide to be happy now. Again, like I said, how this goes moving forward, it's going to be up to you. You know, are you going to stay in the past? Are you going to let that past hold you back? Or are you going to say, okay, let's move on. New beginnings and a fresh start. Knowing that you've put that safety in place. So I think that's a really big deal here for this Divine Feminine Collective. That safety for your heart and just for you to really surrender into it, you know. I'm hearing kind of melt. It's been a while since you've let yourself melt into someone's arms. Maybe you're really romantic or you like that from outside of you. Pay attention to your dreams. So you could have a lot of symbology coming through in your dreams right now, but also kind of about your purpose, like what's calling you on your path. You created this situation, it's time. So you have the power to change it. Again, that's to do with kind of honing in on kind of how much it is in your hands to make your decision to be happy now, to move forward in a different energy, to accept only that which you are deserving of, that heart space, not just, you know, that, like we mentioned, the misuse of the energy, sacred energy specifically, or anything like that, energy healing work. Yeah, you've been doing a lot of energy healing work. I feel like this connection is going to be very healing as well. Innocence again at the bottom of the deck. I think there's something about your inner child. Allow your inner child to enjoy the moment as well, because I think she's wanted this for a long time. You know, sometimes when you're trying to control a situation or the outcome of it, it's because you don't actually have faith in yourself to handle how it's going to unfold. This is where you're going to be stepping out of your comfort zone. Yeah, you're going to be allowing yourself to surrender to it. And there's something about when you come together, there's going to be this beautiful, you're going to go through some kind of healing together, energy healing, you know, aligning yourselves, that kind of thing. But this is positive energy moving forwards, but it's requiring you to hold faith, to stay in that kind of higher, you know, vibration, if you will, the energy, and trust. Dreams aren't always an indication of prophecy or something that's happening outside of you. Sometimes they're your own subconscious pouring to the forefront your kind of fears beneath the surface, or anything that still needs to be cleared through and healed through. Yeah, so be mindful of that when you're paying attention to your dreams. A reminder in this reading really is you're not the same person as who you were once you went through the hurts of the past. and the deceptions and the betrayals, that kind of thing, okay? So don't expect the same cycles to repeat, because you're someone who, you can tell what's happening outside of you differently, but also you can't control the people. You don't want to have that kind of pressure on you, right? But you can handle how the situation unfolds, and this is looking quite beautiful with this beautiful true love card that you're calling in. You already know in your heart of hearts the person who you're connected to, how much you can trust them versus whatever else beliefs that you might have, okay? Nobody else can tell you. It's you're the one who feels this within yourself, okay? And that is what you're being asked to call on right now. You're being asked to follow the divine guidance. Remember, prayer, ask for the signs that you need to, okay? Let me know if this reading was for you. I'm sending so much love.